Realty Executives Peninsula, and Team Lead for Team McKinney. Thanks for coming back to check out my channel, or if this is your first time, thank you so much for coming to check out my YouTube channel, Realtor Pamela Lewis. This video is going to be about the pros and cons of living in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Coming up next. Okay, so if you followed my last video, which was the pros and cons of living in the Hampton Roads, you would have heard that I was raised in Virginia Beach, Virginia. So I know a lot of something about Virginia Beach. So essentially my parents moved from Long Island, New York when I was about 8 months old, and I was raised in Virginia Beach, Virginia until I headed off to VCU. So I'm going to give you the top 5 pros of living in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Number 1, for living in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Some people I know will debate me on this. I've heard people say over and over, Virginia Beach is so expensive. Is it? One of the pros of living in Virginia Beach, Virginia is that they have the cheapest real estate taxes out of all the 7 cities. Number 2, the beaches. So we have our main oceanfront in Virginia Beach, but some of us who are from the area, we like to go to Sandbridge when you tourists come into town. Sandbridge is a private area of beach life, and quite a few of us who are from the Hampton Roads area, from the Virginia Beach area, we like to go to Sandbridge. In addition, there is a military base, Dam Neck, that has its own military beach in Virginia Beach. So that's also a plus too, if you're in the military. Because another thing too is, since it's military and it's private, you can drink on that beach. Number 3, with any type of cuisine you can think about for eating out, Virginia Beach has it. Well, the only thing I could think of, maybe it doesn't have, and I could be wrong on this because I've never had it, is Ethiopian food. I don't know if there's an Ethiopian restaurant in Virginia Beach, so I gotta check that out. And also too, there's quite a few vegan restaurants that are really coming on the scene. You'll hear more about that in the city of Norfolk when I do the pros and cons on that. But number 3 would be for Virginia Beach is that essentially almost every cuisine you can think about, Virginia Beach has. Number 4, another cool feature, one that I used when I was growing up, is the rec centers. Now, if you're not from the area or you've never heard of rec centers, it's basically a recreational area where you can learn to swim. They've upgraded it now. When I was younger, they had like a bowling alley in there. I think they have like a miniature one in one of the rec centers, but you could do like PS4, Xbox, ping pong. Kids can learn to play soccer when they sign up through the rec center, play basketball, there's football, there was also cheerleading when I was growing up. They still have the cheerleading, I think, with the football teams. There is a high-tech workout facility that the rec centers have. Essentially, the rec center is the cheapest for the residents that live in Virginia Beach, and it's really affordable, and they beat out the price of having a gym membership. So that's another cool feature. I believe too they were adding on daycare features to the rec center. They hadn't had those before in the past, but yeah, so check it out. So yeah, living in the city of Virginia Beach, you have access to the rec centers. So number 5 is entertainment. Virginia Beach has some great features to it as far as being entertained. The amphitheater that houses great concerts that come into town in Virginia Beach. There's also outdoor concert areas that we have in Virginia Beach. Also, I was just at Mount Trashmore yesterday myself, and I did see the outdoor stage that Mount Trashmore has. That's one of our parks that we have. There's great places to be entertained in Virginia Beach, so that's also a cool feature. And part of that entertainment I'm going to add in there, the farmer's market in Virginia Beach is really good, and it's permanent. It's a permanent farmer's market, and it's year-round. Of course, most of the vendors, there's more vendors during the summertime, but there's also permanent shops that are there at farmer's market. So you got to check it out if you're in the Virginia Beach area. Also for entertainment, I know for some people, shopping. So Virginia Beach has the IKEA that's in the area, and also the outlet malls that borderline Virginia Beach and our neighboring city, Norfolk. And so there's some great places to go shopping. And I know I mentioned Mount Trashmore. You got to check that out. It's a mountain of trash. Yes, it's a mountain of trash. But it's one of those parks that's an awesome place to take, especially kids too. But if you don't have any kids, you should still go yourself, because it's just awesome to go up the mountain, run up if you can, and just check out the awesome view. And then also to First Landing State Park in Virginia Beach is awesome, especially if you're into running. There's quite a few running groups that go through the park. There's also, I think, a little bit of a hilly part, but it's not like a high hill. And I remember when I was training for a marathon, that thing stretches way out there. When I did, I went out for 13.2 miles. Started outside the park and then ran in and then ran back. But there was like a beach line that you can run into depending on which trail you go on. Okay, let's talk about the cons of living in Virginia Beach, because we know everything has pros, but it also has cons. So, number one con of living in Virginia Beach. I don't think anybody would debate me on this. The traffic. The traffic could be horrific, especially when you lovely people who are not from my area come to visit the Virginia Beach area. The traffic could be, it's bare. But here's a tip. And it was the same tip I had in the pros and cons of living in the 757. Peak hours, peak work hours, make it a point to stop off at some of the restaurants, some of the parks. Also, too, one of the cool features, too, that I did not add in, I'm thinking of under traffic, would be you actually can get off the highway and take the street line to get to city. So that's also another cool feature. But that does get kind of congested, too, during the traffic area. So I would say make a plan not to travel during the peak hours. Make a plan to stop off to some of the shopping that we have. We even have our Virginia Beach Town Center. That's a great area to go shopping or to kind of unwind at the restaurants. Number two con, and depends on what side of the table you're on, is that the dollars per square foot of our housing is more than the 7 cities. So if you're a seller, that's great for you. If you're a buyer, may not be so great. You may not get as much house because the dollars per square foot are greater than you would in another city. But on the flip side, your city taxes are going to be cheaper. So if you kind of compare the cities when you're shopping for housing, you'll notice the pricing will probably even out mortgage-wise. So that's our con in Virginia Beach, is the dollars per square foot is pretty much the highest out of all 7 cities. Sorry. Number 3 con of living in Virginia Beach, the wait time at restaurants. So, like I said before, we have great restaurants, great different types of cuisine everywhere, but the wait times can be a little long because with the amount of people that live in Virginia Beach, and then on top of that, adding in the tourists that come in and visit, it can be pretty tricky. So I would say, my suggestion, if you come visit, just like traffic, plan your time out. You know, if you know you're going to come into Virginia Beach and your party or your family is pretty big, I would try to eat before the rush, right? And so at least you can be able to, enjoy our restaurants and enjoy the food. I would try to just go before the rush. So before that 6 o'clock rush and most restaurants have, try to go like at 5 o'clock. Call the restaurant and find out when their peak times are, and that would help you out a lot. Also, too, for like Saturdays, people are loving the places to go brunch. So if you're one of those people that like to go brunch, then I would say try to get up early if you can to go brunch, or just, wait it out. But our wait times can be pretty hefty with waiting for a table. Number 4 con of living in Virginia Beach. Some of you guys might debate me on this too, but that's okay. I would say with the shopping. Now we do have like Nordstrom Rack. There's a Macy's. There's 2 malls that are in Virginia Beach, but there's no like, how should I say it? Like trendy places to go to, or not even trendy, but like eclectic or just cool places. I mean, there's some cool places. I hate to say that because there's some cool, especially small businesses. Trying to figure out the best way to say it. There's just not any. Okay, so like if you go to DC or if you go to New York, there's no like fashion trendy, like cool places to shop. I don't know how to say that because it doesn't sound right. Because there are cool places to shop, but it's just not like, it's not like shopping in New York and DC. It's just not. And maybe that's what it is. We have some outdoor shopping here in Town Center area. We have some good shopping in Alaskan Road area. There is some cool, like, eclectic shops at the ocean front. We have Nordstrom Rack. And we have little shops that just opened up. But it's just like, it's not robust like you would go to New York and DC. That's the thing. So I would say number 4 with shopping, our shopping is just not robust like you would if you went up north for shopping. So kudos to all the people here in Virginia Beach that have these cool eclectic shops. It's just there's not an abundance of them, and they're not all in one location as you would if you went up to New York or DC. So I would say that is definitely a con, especially me being a fashion merchandising student. Number 5, the 5th con of living in Virginia Beach is the weather. So, Virginia Beach is a beach community, and it would be lovely if you could be at the beach all year round, which you can if you don't mind cold weather. But we definitely have winters, and we definitely have fall, which is actually one of my favorite seasons. But you essentially cannot lay out on the beach year round here in Virginia Beach. I mean, I guess you could, but I wouldn't. But to each his own. So that would be the 5th con for me being the beach community, is that we have different seasons. So it's not always hot. Alright guys, that was the pros and cons of living in Virginia Beach. Hopefully you enjoyed that video. I would love to hear from you. Make a comment. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll be coming out with new videos every Friday. If you have any ideas or some things you want to hear about, definitely let me know. I've gotten some phone calls from people, so I appreciate you guys. So yeah, continue to watch my channel, and I'll just keep having fun making videos and talking about real estate and talking about things that hopefully will help you out. Alright, make sure you subscribe and like the video.